What's up, DC Nation? Back to another video on Batman. Now, guys, I haven't said that in a while. It's been like 2 months or 3 months hiatus on this book, James Tyniot's run. And guys, the run so far has been pretty good. I've been liking it. He started in issue number 86 after Tom King's run, and it's been kind of reminding me of Hush a little bit. You guys read Hush? Like pretty much all the villains in that storyline kind of is like that in here, but I feel like Hush is a little better. But guys, how this video will go is I'll pretty much tell you guys like what happened in the book. So spoilers ahead. If you haven't read the comic and you don't want to be spoiled, then click out of this video and then come back afterward. But pretty much I'll tell you guys the story, then I'll go through the story and pick it apart, the pros and the cons, and then I'll give my final score. But guys, pretty much in the story, how it opens up, we see the Penguin. He's at like pretty much the hospital in Gotham with Bullock and pretty much Penguin's lawyer. Now, Penguin has everything planned out because Bullock is trying to charge him to pretty much move him to Arkham Asylum. But Penguin's like, hey, I don't want to go against Deathstroke in court because he slit my throat. Like guys, you remember in one of the previous issues, Penguin got his throat slit by Deathstroke and almost died. Batman barely saved him. But he's there, and Bullock's like, no, you're up to something. We gotta push you to Arkham Asylum. And Penguin's like, no, you're not gonna do that. But then, before they get talking even more, they're pretty much interrupted by a city-wide lockdown in Gotham City by none other than the Riddler. It would suck to live in Gotham. They've been quarantined for 2 to 3 months, and now they gotta go through another city, like pretty much a lockdown in the city. They can't go anywhere. Like that sucks. But still, you have Batman there, and pretty much Riddler. Like this book is split into 2 parts. You have Harley and Catwoman versus Punchline, which I'll get to soon. But you also got Batman, Deathstroke versus Riddler, or more like just Batman versus Riddler. But you have Deathstroke, he's handcuffed behind, Batman's just pretty much guiding him, and Riddler's like, alright Batman, we're gonna play a game. And he's broadcasting this from like a room, and Batman actually knows which room he's in. But he's broadcasting this, he's like, alright, I'm gonna give you a bunch of Riddlers, you have to solve them, but if you get one wrong, a bomb goes off in the city and people die. But if you get them all right, then the lockdown ends and people can leave. He'll pretty much end the lockdown and they can leave free. But it's gonna be pretty hard, right? Well, not for Batman. What we see throughout this issue is Batman's just going down to the subway. He's actually not playing the game right, he's playing his own way, and Riddler's just throwing riddles at him. He thinks he got him, but Batman's like, nope, he's just answering him left and pretty much left and right, like back and forth. He's doing a great job, and Deathstroke's like, man, you're pretty smart, you're getting this down good. Like Deathstroke is actually seeing how Batman handles Gotham on like a nightly basis against all these villains. Now, in the subway, Batman and Deathstroke run into the Bat Train. Now, this part was hilarious because Deathstroke was like, wait, you got a Bat Train? Like, no way. And they get in the Bat Train, and Batman keeps answering these riddles easily, and Riddler actually cusses. Riddler's like, oh, I got you, but he's like, no, I don't. Why is he getting these all right? You must be cheating. And Batman reminds him, hey, you're broadcasting this throughout the city, and children are watching. Don't be cussing. And he eventually, Batman finds Riddler in pretty much the room that he's broadcasting, beats Riddler, puts him asleep, and is going to transfer him back to Arkham Asylum. Puts Deathstroke to sleep too, because he doesn't want Deathstroke interfering in what Batman's about to do. And what Batman's about to do is talk to the designer, the big villain in this entire arc. Let's talk about the designer real quick. I don't think he's a great villain at all so far. He has an okay design. Like, he looked cool when George Jimenez dropped him, but in this, when he's dropped by another artist, not as much. And so far, it just feels like, okay, somebody's trying to calculate everything, but nothing else. Like, it's not really interesting. But maybe that'll prove different in the next issue. But that's how this issue ends. We see Batman face to face with the designer. The designer's like, alright, we're going to talk a little bit before I kill you. And this is Their Dark Designs Part 7, so I'm guessing this is like the penultimate issue in the storyline, and then we'll get to the Joker War, which I'm actually pretty excited for the Joker War, because I want some more Joker in Batman comics. But guys, the other part of this issue, we see Harley and Catwoman. They fight off some zombies in the sewer, they talk a little bit, and then they're welcomed into this one place by the doorman, which is actually one of the people who work for the designer, and they end up coming face to face with Punchline, pretty much the new girlfriend of Joker, and she has some clowns by her side, and Harley's like, alright, let's talk about this. I know you're his girlfriend now, Joker's girlfriend, but you're probably gonna be crying, going through chaos, you're not gonna like it, and then we can talk later. But for now, I'm gonna beat you up because Catwoman and I have to get something. So that's when Harley and Punchline, they fight a little. It's actually a pretty dope action sequence. It's very quick though. And then we got Catwoman, and she pretty much goes after Doorman, tells him, like, gets her whip, wraps him around, tells him, hey, I know where you live, I know your whole life. So if you don't want that ruined, then give me what I want. And that's when they go with the doorman and they're gonna get what they came for. And that's pretty much where we leave off. They're trying to get what they came for, and we have Batman and the Designer meet up. So guys, let's talk about the pros and the cons of this book. First off, the pros, I really like the Batman and Deathstroke interactions. Those are really good. Especially Deathstroke's like, man, you got a bat tray. It's like, oh, so this is what you do every night. Like, that was really cool. Seeing Deathstroke just have insight on Batman's life, it's really cool. Riddler, he was good. It was actually really funny seeing him just get mad over Batman just figuring out every riddle so easily. And also, Riddler just think he has everything down. The visuals were actually pretty cool. The art, like certain things like the lockdown page, that was actually really cool how it was structured by the panels. But a con there is actually Riddler. I don't like how Riddler looks. He doesn't look as, I honestly, like there's different ways Riddler's been drawn. Yeah, he's been drawn like scrawny, but he looks professional. Then there's the one where he looks like strong and buff like Tom King's. But then this one, he just looks kind of like a drug addict in a way. He looks super, super skinny and not really professional. I like when he looks more professional and like he knows what he's doing. Like obviously here he doesn't because Batman just beats him up easily. Like Batman walks through all his riddles so easily, and Riddler's not really a big threat, which I'm fine with because it does make great interactions between Batman and Deathstroke, but I wish Riddler was pretty much used a little better in this issue. But yeah, guys, pro in the whole Catwoman and Harley subplot was I like their interactions, seeing them fight off zombies, that was cool back and forth. And then Punchline, she did have a kind of cool entrance into pretty much DC Comics. Like technically this is her debut issue. Like yeah, she has had a couple other like brief appearances in other like storylines like A Year of the Villain, Hell Arisen, but that was like very brief. This is like her real debut, and the splash page with her is actually really cool, and she has some cool interactions with Harley, but I'm not sold on her yet, so that's kind of a con. Like this issue didn't like get her running so quickly like, oh yeah, I'm liking her character now. No, it was more like, alright, it's just a decent debut, but they need to work on it a little more in coming issues. And guys, I did like Catwoman. She was great. That's a pro in this book. See her just like take down the doorman, like, hey, I know your life. I'll screw it up for you. You'll give me what I want. I like that. Batman, obviously, he was good. That's a pro. Always. Like, Batman's been good this entire run so far. James Tynion actually writes him pretty well. And the ending with Batman finally coming face to face with the Designer was actually pretty cool. I like that. Finally, we were getting somewhere after like 7 parts. Like the beginning of the storyline, it felt like we were going somewhere, but it's been kind of treading water, but we're finally getting somewhere, which is good. So I'm wondering how it's going to turn out next issue, but so far pretty much the writing was pretty solid in this issue. There wasn't anything amazing, but there wasn't any like stupid lines. Like it was actually pretty solid throughout. The art was pretty good too. I like George Tremez and other artists better, but the artist on this book, he still did a pretty good job. Just the only thing I don't like about his art is how he draws Riddler. Like he just doesn't draw so well. Like I like Riddler when he looks professional and like he looks smart. Here he just looks like, alright, kind of like a drug addict. Like yeah, he's kind of smart, but how he gets defeated by Batman, it's like, alright, you don't really know as much of what you're doing. Yeah, you say you do, like you say you're like the smartest mind in Gotham, you have all these riddles, but you don't really look that way. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it. Some theories I have is pretty much the next issue. Maybe Batman will take down the Designer, and maybe we'll find out the Designer's real identity, which I don't know who it could be. I don't. I honestly don't know. It may be Joker. All we know. Like, that'd be a big twist. But still, I don't know who it could be, but I'm pretty sure next issue, because it says on the final page, next, their dark designs revealed. So I'm actually pretty excited for that, but hopefully the answers are good, because we've been waiting for these answers for a while, and they have to be good. If they're not, it's going to get me kind of skeptical for the Joker war. But yeah, guys, overall, I give this issue an 8 out of 10. It's solid. I do recommend it. Go check it out to keep up with this storyline. And yeah, I'm actually pretty happy Batman's back. Like, I've been missing it. Like, Detective Comics last week was pretty good. I like that. But seeing this series back, it's really good. It shows us that really DC is really coming back strong, and that's good. But guys, in the comments below, tell me about this issue. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What are the pros and cons for you? And what do you think will happen next in this series? But guys, like the video, give a big thumbs up. New channel, make sure to subscribe so this is my next Batman comic review. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and peace out.